I'm a fan of yours. I'm happy for you that you are the champion. If you're gonna be the champion, you have to act a certain way. I need you to clean up your act, bro.
Vince, I'm not doing any of that shit ever, just so you know.
Russo, just reference the old WCW days, huh? It's Jeff Jarrett being the chosen one now. What? It's Caleb Conley now your chosen one? Is Caleb Conley going to put the asses in the seats and sell the ticket to be the marquee of JCW? Is that what I'm seeing right now? That's great. But you know what? You won't. And you won't. Because deep inside, you know just as much as you know. I'm Mr. JCW and I run this bitch.
Oh, wait a second, J-Rod, wow!
Oh my lord! A primal scream and a spear! A rib-crunching spear through Maria! One man in the ring, Caleb Conley. One man out here, Kerry Morton. And certainly Kerry feels like very vested interest in this matchup.
Whoa! Oh, on the ramp! That's absolutely disgusting!
Certainly Caleb Conley. Oh, look out! Oh, cocaine sores! Oh, the elevation!
Kerry, no! Kerry Morton in the ring and...
Oh, he's pulling the knee pad down. Caleb does... Oh, kiss him goodbye!
Uh-oh, Kerry. Just got dropped.
Cross and Caleb, at least by happenstance, on the same page with a common enemy.
Matt Cross.
Oh. And the pump kick.
The following contest is for the JCW World Tag Team Championships.
Oh! Well, no trouble falling off the top rope there. Ah!
As above, so below. And wait a minute.
What is this?
Who the hell are these guys?
Dragging!
What is this about?
Dragging the Brothers of Podstruction out of the cage. But wait, they're going after the Outbreak too. I thought
the Outbreak have risen.
And
and the Brothers have trapped this rogue team.
Trappa City.
And they may want to make a break for a different county at this point.
JCW, Bruce Weiss, Atiba, Trappa City's in the house. JCW, this thing stands for chop. Give me that. Chop.
We're gonna hit him. We're gonna rock him. We're gonna stop him. We're gonna take charge. We're gonna bring the championship. Now go out there and just come on.
When I come back, we're gonna have to talk about maybe like a little bit of an extra incident, like dessert.
Well,
no, I got you. I gonna be back though. No, you hold that thought. No, you're not in control. Yeah, it's okay, Daddy. I got you.
Mickey's holding Mr. Happy down. And again, PCO Salt demanding a cover as Mickey Knuckles.
That's gotta be it.
Oh.
Here are your winners.
And PCO still
not again.
Good Lord. And Mickey Knuckles by his side. Well, maybe Mickey can reach out and touch somebody. Let's chicken hunting again. ICP's hit song. And it's no doubt a message to Big Vito.
I'm out. You can go where it's found. Boom, bam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Insanity Show, where it is your JCW Lunacy review show. I am your host, Jimmy T. He is my podcast of my brother of Podstruction, brother in Whoople, Brandon. Thank you, Labrat, for that, actually, by the way. And Brandon, welcome back to your show, man. What's going on?
Whoop, whoop, here to get a little insane talking lunacy, pal. How's your Saturday? Whoop, whoop. And whoop, whoop, everybody in the chat.
Hot and steamy. Hot and steamy for me, brother. It's always damn hot down here until freaking hopefully summer ends quick. But yeah, man, it's raining though, but hot and rainy. I don't like that type of weather, dude.
Oh, me either. Cannot stand the rain. But also understand that. I also get that. It's also understand it's a necessity. Like you need rain, otherwise you get droughts.
Oh, that's true, man. That's very true. I just want to thank the chat also, by the way, for joining us. We do have Labrat in the house. Thank you once again for the Brothers of Podstruction. I've got to get used to that, man. It's a bit of a tongue twister. We've also got Frank Pickle Barrel's ass in the house saying hello, bros. We've also got Dan Heffron in the house saying whoop, whoop. And of course, hey, everybody's favorite Italian paisano in Kevin Marty saying hello. HMG, what's going on, my brother? And of course, we got the final boss engaged also in the house saying whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Final boss, thank you for joining us. Brandon, before we do get into lunacy, man, did you see all the Vince McMahon stuff earlier today?
The body cam footage?
Yeah, did you check that out at all?
I saw some of it. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I was just going to my granddaughter's birthday party, pal.
I've actually got the footage of it right here if you want to check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
But check this out.
No, I don't.
All right. Why were you driving over 100 miles an hour?
It's my granddaughter's birthday. I got to get this the next exit.
Right. Did you see me trying to catch up to you behind you?
I didn't see that. I saw lights, but it didn't look normal.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to you, and you keep taking off.
Oh, no. I'm not trying to outrun you.
I know. I understand that, but that's why I was very confused. Right? Because it wasn't like you were running. It was just like you almost hit, I think, 115 miles an hour. All right, and then you just hit someone because you weren't paying attention. Were you looking at your phone?
No, trying to drive. No, I'm not looking at my phone.
The person was right in front of you. There's got to be a reason you hit him.
No, I haven't been driving my car in God knows how long.
All right. It was right in front of you. You went straight at it at 100 miles an hour. I'm just making sure you're not having a medical condition or anything. Do you need an ambulance?
No.
All right. All right, just your registration. Is your license in here?
No, it's in my pocket.
All right.
I've driven this car quite some time.
It's fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, too fast.
Too fucking fast, pal.
Oh, that was tremendous.
You know what? I never watched the whole thing before. I did play it on the Smack Attack earlier, but I didn't play the whole thing. So I totally missed that end part until now. And him just started going, oh, fucking too fast. This fucking car, oh, fuck. I mean, at his age, should he be even still driving at this point?
Think he was going to tell me I can't drive, pal?
I mean, seriously. Fucking car, fucking fuck. It's just, he's lost the plot.
You ever heard this story that Chris Jericho's told about how he said Vince McMahon called him up one time when he was like, he said he was with Trump and some other like dignitaries or heads of state or something like that. And he said, yeah, his throat got a joint out and lit it up. And he told me I couldn't. And he said, well, I'm Vince McMahon.
No, I haven't heard that story, but it doesn't surprise me. at all. But funny what Kevin Marty says. He says it's Master Truth Theater. It's Vince. It really is. I mean, shit. And speaking of Master Truth Theater, we're really going to miss Stevie actually being part of Master Truth Theater, unfortunately. But you know what? His channel is kicking butt, let's be honest. And it was just a matter of time until he was going to concentrate on his channel. But, you know, good luck to him, man. Stevie's the man, and his channel is always going to be bopping, and it's getting bigger and bigger every time. But it is Master Truth Theater, though, Brando, for sure. Funny enough, well, not funny enough, did you even see Janelle Grant's little speech?
I have not. I heard that it happened, but I didn't really.
All right. Well, it goes now. I got to show you guys and tell me what you guys think. But this goes for 2 minutes. I cut it down to 2 minutes. Really, the whole thing goes for 15 and a half minutes. There's no way I'm going to play 15 minutes of that, right? But if you want to check out the 2 minute part, because I want to know what your opinion is before we do get into lunacy, because yeah, we're going to go loony, all right? But tell me if she's loony after what she had to say.
And my situation. So does it look like we work in a safe environment when the destination point, if you're hurt, is weaponized use of your experience on live TV every Monday night for months? By their actions and by their reactions, that says a lot more about current leadership than it says about me. So how do we make change in the world? By showing up in it, especially when it's a tough conversation. To the board of TKO, if you didn't know this part of your origin story, now you know. I hope you will have conversations with us. I will hope you have conversations amongst yourselves, and I hope that you don't rely on old instincts with new insight. All of you have some say in how my life turns out from here, including how quickly I may be able to move on and find help and healing. And leadership perhaps means stepping into the unknown, listening and discussing things, even when they're hard, being willing to take first steps like we are all right now here today. I mean, this is the second time I've ever even spoken about this. I would have thought there would be one more time by now, right? But it's been the feds and you, so thank you. And in conclusion, because speaking of healing, there are organizations like the Alliance who are willing to help people like me. And I'm committed to paying it forward and supporting others as they have supported me. I hope this time has helped to enlighten and educate and empower you in service of clarity that lead to dignified and productive conversations that create solutions. And when the right people meet at the right time for the right reasons, mountains can move. We're already taking steps forward today. The people in this room, the people listening, and we're all working forward to evolve, to create something safer and break the cycles that have caused so much fear and so much hurt and so much loss and grief for far too long. On a positive note, I want to say thank you for your time. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Brandon, I don't know, man. Something smells fishy with all of this. And I mean, did you notice now she looks like she's all dressed like she's a librarian or something like that, acting all, you know, like she's like the total victim in all this. Look, in my opinion, Vince McMahon's a piece of shit. Let's not get that twisted. But she got a lot of things, you know, as presents and all sorts of stuff, knowing what was going to happen to her anyway. But she got a lot in return. I don't know where this is going by the end of this. I don't even know if it's going to become criminal and whatnot. But just some of those things, I don't totally believe her, man, in what she's saying.
So this is kind of touchy. That's just
be honest,
man. Like, because that is like we mentioned the gifts. That is a like the presence and the gifts. That is a predator pattern of behavior. Like, keep you like, hey, if you think like, oh, they couldn't be doing they couldn't be having these intentions. They're giving me all these gifts. It's like it's a smoke screen, or they're doing this for me or that for me.
I understand what you're saying, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, she did sue McMahon or whatever it is, take him to court because she didn't receive the hush money in time, basically. So I don't know, man. I guess if you got to tune into the Smack Attack, if you guys haven't already, for a more controversial take, especially RBV goes absolutely off on Janelle. But I don't know. I just feel something's up. Either way, Vince is a piece of shit for doing what he's done. We've always known what he's done all along. Let's be real, right? All the way back since the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, like the stuff that they're airing on TV, like with Trish Stratus in early 2001.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna buy into that completely, because at the end of the day, she never complained about that. She never had a problem with that. And if she did, I'm pretty sure she would have never been back in WWE ever again. So I wouldn't even use that as an example, because real life and television, sure, it can imitate, I could imitate life and all that shit. But Trish Stratus was cool with all that, man. That's all part of the gig. If she didn't like it, I'm sure she wouldn't have done it.
Well, that goes without saying. I meant like that was more of a expose into what's going on in Vince's head.
Wow, I'm sure. I mean, woof, woof. Remember that? I know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, look what he did with his wife, too. That same storyline.
Had her drugged up and forced her to basically, like, she was in her own cuck chair. She could, like, basically, they basically drugged her up and kept her sedated, where her own body was a cuck chair.
That's true. That's just facts, man. Well, anyway, that's all. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I will say that at least they paid that off very well. Like the pop when Linda rose from the wheelchair and kicked Vince in the balls was a.
Yeah, it was good. It was good at the time. I didn't think too much of it at the time, but yeah, it was a lot better than what we get today. That's for sure. Well, Brandon, shall we get into Lunacy as a whole? Should we start reviewing the show?
Let's get insane, pal. Whoop, whoop.
We're going to go insane. Well, let's do it.
Who loans your money, homie? Who owes your cash? Who taught you how to use the barn for the grass? I don't know much, but I gotta assume that when you hit your first net, your homies was in you talking about homies, homies. Talk about what dogs are motherfucking homies, homies. My dog. Homies, homies. Talk about what dogs are
That intro, man. Seriously. It will never get old.
Nope. And I want to say my dog wants to be right back.
Go for it, man. I'll just get started until you get back. Before we do, I just want to see the chat, what you guys think about all this. Lab Rat, the company was wrong, and it's up to the talent of how much they want to take. But sometimes they feel like they have to. I get that, but if Trish Stratus really didn't want to do what she did, I'm telling you now, man, she wouldn't have come back to the company. She would have bitched about the company, and she's come out and said on record she didn't have a problem with it. So it is what it is. Final Boss says that the doctor drugged her up between 2019 and 22. Who is this doctor, though, man? I mean, why isn't he part of this whole hearing? That's what I want to know. And yes, Ben did have heat with Shepard. Brad Shepard's a fucking dickhead, Final Boss. Dude, he was a dickhead even before he joined HMG. I was surprised when we actually brought him in, to be honest with you. And I knew it was only a matter of time before shit hit the fan anyway. But that's just me. Anyway, Brando, let's get into her. She did leak her name, that's true. But let's get into the Lunacy review show, because we start off with Big Vito, who said it was great to be him tonight. And then a woman with pink hair, of course, being the ring rat or the ring girl walking around the ring. I don't know. They get some bad ones on the show, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, Vito said he had notes because Vince Russo couldn't be here due to a family emergency. Obviously, we know what that is. I won't get into it here, but I'm sure you guys know if you follow Vince. Vito said Kerry Morton will go against a person Vito can't stand, and that is cocaine. And if Morton beats cocaine, then he gets cocaine's title shot. Then Vito's next topic was the brothers about the Brothers of Podstruction. He said that he had information that could ruin their lives and introduced the stupid ass clowns as Yabo and Rufo came to the ring with a balloon. Vito gave Yabo and Rufo their wallets back and gave them a choice. Either they work for him or he would ruin their lives. Rufo said that they do things the fun way, not the easy way or hard way. As Yabo said, it's because this is JCW and they do clown shit around here. And then clown shit basically broke out into the crowd. Then we see Mickey Knuckles and PCO coming to the ring just to blow the clowns. And then they just continued to beat down the clowns as Mickey sat on Rufo's face. And what's funny about that, the way he saw the dude, he was like choking, going like this. Like, I mean, I would have been absolutely choking just quietly, but it was a fun. No, I don't. Brad, stop it. I'll get to you in a minute. But yeah, this was a cool little start. It didn't go as long as last week did, obviously, which is a good thing. But how do you feel about this whole, Podstruction Vito storyline? Me personally, I actually love what's going on with this storyline. Obviously, these guys were some sort of mob figures in the past, which is hilarious. But what do you think this is going to end up leading to now after what we saw?
I think we get the mob clowns. I think we get mob clowns.
Literally mob clowns?
Yep, like they wear the pinstripe suits like Vito, and they do the whole, and they kind of be like, mobsters, but they just keep the clown paint on.
And they'll be like, get the fuck out of here. That would be funny, man. I can't wait to see that, man. Oh, Fred Durst is in the house saying sheep heard these nuts. Or in other words, shepherd. But yeah, exactly. And no, lad, bro, I do not have yuck. Mickey Knuckles is one of the most grotesque friggin' looking females. She's got friggin' zits all over her butt for crying out loud. What the hell, man?
Ooh, I thought of something. What if they brought in Johnny the Bull and said they went mafia, did their own family with Johnny the Bull? Then we got the Mamalukes exploding.
That'd be interesting. I mean, have you heard about Johnny the Bull lately? I haven't seen what he's been doing, what he's done lately. I mean, he's pretty much disappeared from the face of the earth in a way.
Yeah, the last time he was on any major wrestling promotion, he was on TNA in 07, 08 as Relic. That's killer spelled backwards,
Oh, that's hard, bro. That's hard. But come on, Relic is so stupid anyway. I remember that too, man. And no, I do not want diabetes from Mickey's cake. God damn it. Would you eat that cake for $1,000, lad, Brett? $1,000. Come on. Oh, the little guy. You're a character, man. Anyway, this segment was pretty funny, in my opinion. It was cool. I like where it's going. PCO and Mickey Knuckles, that was an odd sort of couple, but still it works because they're just both odd anyway. They're odd cakes. But I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the future. But that leads us to the first match of the evening. It is Cocaine versus Kerry Morton for Cocaine's #1 contender status. This match was all right. It was short, obviously, because we get Matt Cross interfering. They were making it seem like, it was a fan that jumped in the ring. Heck, even Cocaine for a moment thought it was a fan to the point where, as a matter of fact, they were literally trying to get him out of the ring. Everybody thought, but it was pretty obvious that it was Matt Cross.
Yeah, he's got a very distinct body shape and the way he moves.
I just wanted to get into Jeff Lane's comment saying, bros, if you bring in Johnny the Bull, you cut Vito in half. That's true.
That is true. Yeah, my bad.
Extremely true. Extremely, extremely true. Because then that obviously leaves less of him. And I actually agree with that. We don't need to obviously bring him in. But if they do a big mafia style storyline, I mean, who knows in the future? But Vito obviously has to be the boss at all times. But anywho, back to the match. It obviously got thrown out. Obviously, Morton could just never get, he can't get a title. He can't get a title. He can't get a #1 contenders match. What's Matt Cross's problem? What is really going on, do you think, with all this? Is he Vince's, and I say Vince Russo's, sort of hitman?
That's one thing that they're doing a really good job of keeping ambiguous is that we don't know. Like we really don't know either way.
Where do you think it's actually going to, though?
Man, that's a good question. That is a good question.
You know, you got no idea what you think?
If I had to guess, if I had to guess, it'd probably be there. Matt Cross is working with them, but Vince is just so good at playing it off and making it look like it's just a random series of events.
Well, yeah, Labrat saying Cross is just jealous because he wants a climax. I mean, shit. I'm sure he will get one eventually by a little younger Morton, of course. But we'll see what happens there. Anyway, so the match goes to a no contest, and obviously Cocaine retains his number one contender status. As we go backstage, we see Big L walked in on Vito and asked if Vince Russo was okay. Vito yelled at her about the allegations and pretty much told her to shove it up her ass.
He also mentioned too how like her allegations are affecting his family life.
Yeah, he's all stressed out, and he also said that Vince Russo, puts family first, of course. Again, is this leading to a?
I think we're getting a Big Al babyface turn, because she's going to start the way she's selling it. She's coming across like, oh shit, I'm fucking up here, and I'm hurting an innocent man's life and his family, and she's showing remorse and regret for it.
And you think that's going to turn a babyface?
Well, she did kind of get a little bit of a comeuppance when we'll get to that later.
We will get back to that later, but still, I'm not sure totally if that's the case, but we'll see what happens there.
Well, there was also, remember that one scene a couple weeks ago when she walked in on Vince FaceTiming with his granddaughter, and she looked, and they made sure to pan to her face, and she looked like extremely like guilty and like, oh shit.
Right, but how does that make her a babyface when technically is Vince Russo a babyface? Because he really isn't. That's what I mean.
That's the layers, and
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I think it's more what Labrat says though. Big Al's gonna find out that Vince is gaslighting, and that will make her into a babyface.
And that would make, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it turns out he was working her and messing with her emotions and mind and making her feel guilty for what she was doing. That, dude, yeah, I like that.
That's what I think will happen. I agree with
that makes sense too. But we will see how this plays out.
Well, Zach Minger's in the house saying National Sticky Bun Day. Whoop! Thank you for joining us, Zach.
Sticky buns.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we see another little backstage segment where Vito attempted to take money out of an ATM that was inside the venue. Then we see Kerry Morton throwing a trash can. Vito told Morton to not get into any trouble and said he and Russo have their own ways of doing things and to trust him. I don't know why Kerry Morton continuously at this point trusts the boys, if you know what I mean, as in with Vito and Vince, because clearly they keep screwing him around, but nevertheless, I guess he's going to hold it against him and see what happens. Clearly, he's not going insane. And like what I was saying earlier, clearly something's up with Matt Cross and Vito and Vince Russo. But, shouldn't he at this point be like, screw this. I don't believe in coincidences. I do like the slow burn and where we're going. And hopefully this obviously is to put Morton over by the end of all this. And hopefully maybe he becomes a champion of sorts. But what do you think of the backstage segment? Vito is just classic, man. He kills it.
I like this. I mean, it's, continuing that slow burn for Kerry. And also, too, I think where his character's at, it's like really the only option he has, and the reality he's facing is like all he can really do is play along for now while keeping his head on a swivel and keeping his eye on everything and just noticing everything.
Well,
and then when
he's not a dumb kid, surely.
Yeah, he's not dumb. I think he's more waiting for the right time, like waiting for the moment to present itself. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I think he wants to wait till he busts him red-handed, where it's 100%. you know, I'm sure he will get that chance eventually. But nevertheless, I do like the intrigue to that story. But we'll see what happens there. But we go into match number 2. It is Caleb Conley versus Hunter Gray. Now, me personally, Hunter Gray is something else. Like, you know, what is he, a caveman dog, or I don't know what the hell. I mean, a bear? What is he trying to be?
Beast man, pal.
Beast man. Whatever. He's funny. He can run like a dog, that's for sure. But the match, it was all right. It was pretty quick, actually. I didn't expect it to go as fast. But Conley basically performed a springboard moonsault for the win and for the 1, 2, 3. Now, Caleb Conley, man, there's something about him that I do like a lot. I know he's a journeyman. He's been around the business for quite a while. But I like the fact that he's the cleaner of sorts for Russo right now. Obviously, you know, joining forces with him from a couple of weeks ago. But I hope we see more of Caleb and his story moving forward, obviously, once Vince gets back.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I want to see where we go with where's Ring Rat and Jeeves? Like, wouldn't that make sense? Like where we're going to go? Like, he stabbed them in the back. Where are they at? But I'm sure
Well, like I said.
But we also know with the way booking is and how, I shouldn't say booking, but the way, like, scheduling, I should say, is like they can't have the same talent, all the talent on the show when they need them to. Which has been
I think it's more they're selling that they're hurt. And what happened, man? I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks.
Too. That's true, yeah.
So I would give it another, say, a week or 2 before they do make their comeback. Heck, I wouldn't even mind if it's a little longer than that. Because if you think about it, pro wrestling back in the day, they used to sell, man. You know what I mean? They used to sell, you know, if they were hurt because of, you know, their opponent hurting them or whatnot. You know, we need some kayfabe back in pro wrestling, and I think that's what it is. So, you know,
right, sell the beating.
Right, sell the beating, and as they should, because if they came back too quick, then it would be kind of silly. So I like the fact that they're selling it. As far as Ring Rat goes, obviously, I guess she'll be back soon, but it's funny because I don't know if you did you read her interview a couple of weeks back?
I might have. I don't remember. Things move so quick.
Well, she allegedly gave fellatio for the first time.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yep.
You know what I mean? But anyway, Kevin Murray says, when I first saw Beastman, I thought it was a Mantor's son with a big animal head, and says, okay, I'm stretching. You're funny, Kevin. Oh man. Final Boss says, when Big Al isn't on the show, it's very noticeable. Well, she was on the show, but not on the. Well, yeah, she was on the show though, dude. But anyway, her storyline can't be paused. Well, it has to be paused for the time being while Vince, you know, gets up to some personal stuff, obviously with family. So that's probably why it's kind of, you know, taking a pause.
I wouldn't say it paused. It more like
it kind of paused.
Yeah, it just actually it did move forward. It moved forward this week even
Right,
without
it
him.
did. No, it's true, man. And yeah, Big Al was on this episode, Final Boss. So I don't know what you watched, but or you missed it, but she was there, and we see her again later on. So don't you worry. Anyway, we see an ad obviously airing about Stranglemania, which I always love seeing. But anyway, we see J-Rod approaching Big Al once again as Alice Crowley and asked what the stipulation of a match would be. Al said it would be a street fight, and then, you know, that's we'll see that later on. Also, we see.
There's actually.
Sorry, we're going to say something.
Yeah, there's actually something very important there that J-Rod said, like, what, no extra stipulation, like, you know, swing things in my favor, and Al's like, no, it's a street fight, just a street fight.
I mean,
like, she's trying to start. Okay, I'm gonna start doing this the right way and calling things down the middle.
Will she?
That's how I took it. Was like Big Al's finally starting to be like, not take advantage of things, or not put, you know, stack things in her against, like, like Danny Moe and the baby faces.
Well, we'll see where that leads to. But yeah, it is definitely going to her becoming a baby face. I mean, 100%. And to be honest, they probably need another babyface woman, to be honest, in JCW. There doesn't seem to be many. Most
Right,
of them
yeah.
are heels.
Yeah, right now it's just big. Actually, hang on. It's Big Al, J-Rod, and Mickey, who I think are the major heels right now. And then it's Danny Moe, Haley J, and Amazing Marie as the baby faces.
Right, and even Haley J, she's a bit of a tweener to me still. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's total. That's just from what I see. But see, we haven't seen Haley J now in a couple of weeks either. But again, she's probably selling that beatdown.
We actually do. Remember, we actually do see her tonight.
Oh, I must have missed that. Did we see it tonight? Why did I miss that? I must
Yeah.
have totally.
Yeah, well, yeah, she was part of the street fight. Her and Maria were in the finish.
Oh, no shit. Of course. I thought we missed her in a friggin' program. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, that leads us to the backlot brawl in J-Rod versus Danny Moe. Man, where do I start with this match? I mean, we had garbage cans, we had lawn darts, and then Haley J and Amazing Maria showed up to beat up Jay before Danny covered her for the win. And that's, like you said, that's when we see Haley J. But like I said, I walked out of this match for a moment and totally missed that finish. But again, this was kind of, it was quick, it seemed. And because when I came back, I was like, what the hell? It's done already? But what did you think about the matchup since you caught it more than I did? I mean, it just seemed like a whole big schmoz.
Yeah, it was more of just a spectacle. It's just something to get over the fact of what we see later going on with, the Big Al storyline, where that's going. Because if Big Al didn't do something to give, J-Rod an advantage, this wouldn't have happened. Just such as J-Rod baby, know what I'm saying? Era. Getting rolled up like a beefy 5-layer burrito and getting stomped on.
Jeez. I mean, J-Rod, I'm still not 100% about her, man. I mean, do you think she should drop the gladiator thing? I get why she does it and why they probably wanted to do it, but I don't know, man. It just comes across as too clean cut with her being a heel too, but she should sort of talk up being that, she's a gladiator, like she's better than everybody else, basically. But I don't think she does enough of that.
Agreed. She could do that a little bit more, in my opinion. I agree with you. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. What are you sorry for, man?
I don't know.
So good, man. No need to be sorry, my man.
Oh, you also had this line of the night during the segment too, when Haley J went back from one last kick as they're all leaving, and she looks at the camera and goes, "She hit me first."
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Technically,
I totally missed that part, man.
Well, to be fair, technically she did, because she was the one who jumped Haley J backstage a couple weeks ago.
Right, that's true. Well, anyway, afterward, all three women continued to beat on J-Rod, and then we move on to another Vito segment where he was in the purple room where Mickey Knuckles came in to sexually harass him. Shit. She placed Vito's hand on her crotch. I mean, that's pretty charming, right, Brandon?
Oh, dude, the romantic night out every man wants.
Come on. I'm sure you love the Mickey Knuckles types, right, Brandon?
Dude, I know. She can show me how to work my knuckles.
Oh. Jesus. I don't know, man, but she's something else. But that's what makes it great, too, though, in saying that. The fact that she's just, here in Australia, we call those type of women butchers, bro. Do you know what a butcher is?
Yeah, they get a person who chops meat. And
well, not a butcher. That's a butcher, but a butch in Australian slang terms is kind of
butch.
Like
yeah. Pretty much probably same over here.
Right. Well, there you go. I mean, doesn't she come across as a butch?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But is she even lesbian, or she just? I mean, does she go for anything basically?
I don't know. That's not. That's not my business.
Oh boy. Anyway, but that's the beauty of her character, though. I kind of, I kind of get a kick out of that. Labrat says, plus she looks believable standing next to the man and next to a man and wrestling them. She looks tough, dude, as well. I mean, she looks like she could kick the fuck out of a man. But
yeah, and her as a tag team with PCO is perfect because they look like a intergender monster duo.
Ew, stinky fingers. Yuck, bro. Wasn't she sniffing her fingers actually? She was actually at one point when they were beating down the clowns. But anyway, that's just foul, dude. Later on, though, we see J-Rod once again was in the women's washroom when Big Al walked by as J-Rod blamed Crowley for her loss and then ran her into the walls. Boy, J-Rod just can't catch a break.
Nope, and that's part of, like I mentioned earlier with Big Al getting her comeuppance was, getting thrown into the wall.
Yeah, well, like I said, clearly they're going into that route to make her into a babyface. And the thing is, when she does 100% become that babyface, I think she'll be a big deal in JCW. And I hate to say it, I can see the big companies swarming in sooner or later to get her because she's got that look for the big companies that they probably like, if you get where I'm going with that. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah, if she gets over in JCW hard, I could definitely see her popping up on some radars.
It's only a matter of time. I hate to say it, man, but it is what it is. But that leads us to the next matchup. It is the Brothers of Podstruction, as in Rufo and Yabo, versus the Luciano Enterprise in PCO and Mickey Knuckles in a funhouse match. But there's a stipulation where the rules allowed only Mickey and PCO to use weapons, and not, unfortunately, for the Podstruction brothers. This was a fun match, though, still, man. And unfortunately for them, they go down to the Luciano family enterprise in somewhat, again, the match wasn't that long. It seems like everything was speeding by.
Yeah, it was like they tried to make it best of like the brothers trying to do everything they could to fight against them, but overall they couldn't overcome, which was how it should have been.
Right, but I know Mickey Knuckles is tough and all that. The perception is tough. But like, I hate to say this, but because she's a female still at the end of the day, there should be that advantage too. But I get it. She's who she is. And of course, they got their own matchup used against them. But still, man, it's just, I don't know, like, but it's part of the story though. It's still basically, moves the story along, and they will get their comeuppance. But I mean, do they become heels basically in the end? Do they join Vito basically, do you think, or they're just going to keep fighting it?
I could see them doing like a reluctant thing, where they lose like a stipulation where if they lose, they have to join the crime family, and then we see and that's when we start seeing them like vignettes of like Vito taking them to Men's Warehouse.
Well, speaking of Vito, obviously, we see Vito outside of a limo, and as Vito was speaking to the cameraman, Vito got in the limo, and Jasmine St. Clair popped up behind him and said it's time for his receipt. Then we see Congo Kong and Mr. Happy was shown outside the doors of the limo. Vito tried to get away and asked the driver to hurry it up. The driver rolled down the window and revealed himself to be Violent J. And
where to, Vito?
Yeah, exactly. And then said Vito was fucked. Congo Kong and Mr. Happy crawled towards Vito to end the show. Now this show, it was a lot shorter than usual, man. I mean, we only got like an hour and 30 minutes compared to the 2 hours that we usually get. So it was, it was pretty much a more shorter show. But
actually 1 hour and 30 minutes is like closer to the normal runtime. Like the 2 hours had actually been kind of a deviant.
Really? Well, the last couple of episodes were like over 1 hour and 30 minutes, sorry. The ones before this one.
Yeah, there was like a string of a couple of them that were about 2 hours, and then 1 hour and 30 minutes is the normal runtime.
So that's the normal runtime. Well, that was a pleasant surprise. But like Zane Vicious says, no Russo pal if you don't know by now, I'm sure you know Zane, but he's attending to family, to family stuff, which is a shoot. It's not a work. I'm sure he'll be back by next week anyway.
Well, he's already
yeah.
He's actually on the road right now with them recording this weekend.
Oh, so he's already back. There you go. He's back already. But no, but this show, obviously there was a lot of wrestlers missing. We didn't see anything with Kennedy or James Storm, for example.
But yeah,
obviously, sorry.
Jeff pointed out earlier in the chat that that's just kind of way indie booking works. You're not always going to have the talent available, so you got to find ways to work around it.
That's it. And unfortunately, that's what happens with indie promotions, because these guys aren't tied down, right?
No, they're not. Yeah, not by any contracts, I don't think.
So there's no contracts involved. I don't know if Jeff, if you're still in the chat, do you know anything if the wrestlers are under any sort of contracts, or is it more of a handshake deal? I'd like to know if you know anything about that. And I want to point out, Jeff done a great little video about well, it's an official JCW video, but it was a great little video about the Brothers of Podstruction and their whole story arc with Vito, which is very well done. As I was watching that, I'm like, hang on a minute, I know that voice. And then I thought to myself, hang on, that's got to be freaking Jeff. And it was. And that was very well done, Jeff. So I enjoyed that. Are you going to do many more of these videos? And that's what I want to know, with other storylines. And if you are, let me know, because I love to check them out. Did you check that out, actually, about it was a little sort of story arc where they put everything that's going on between Vito and the Brothers of Podstruction?
No, I hadn't yet, but now that I will go check that out. Because I already, the reason why I hadn't was because I know where the story's at. So I don't
right. It's just a package of all the previous, like I said, I didn't see a lot of the earlier stuff until the last few weeks since we started doing these shows. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very well put together. And Jeff was narrating throughout the whole thing about what's going on, which is actually pretty cool, man. And and then I said it. I said it to Jeff in Vit's chat. I'm like, dude, that was you that did that, right? And it was. So very, 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 very well done. But as far as the show goes, Brandon, what'd you feel? How'd you feel about it? It was probably, I don't want to say it was a good show, don't get me wrong, but it was probably one of the kind of weaker ones compared to previous weeks.
Yeah, to be fair, it is possible they may have had to change stuff on the fly. So you kind of got to give them that. You kind of got to give them that little caveat. But
look, there's a bunch of reasons. Like we were saying before, obviously there was a lot of wrestlers probably not being able to make that booking, or they had other bookings for whatever reason. And of course, Vince not being in the building, even though I'm sure he pre-wrote this beforehand and probably sent it in anyway. But so there was a lot of, variables obviously going on the show, and that's fine. That's going to happen. But I'm sure it's going to kick in once again, obviously by next week, because as you said, Vince is already back on the road.
So I think they got maybe one or two more shows in the can before like the ones they're taping this weekend air. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm speaking completely on just guesswork.
Okay. Can I ask, does this show go on, like, does this promotion run all year round? Like, does the show run all year round, or is there any breaks?
I'm pretty sure it's year round. How from what I understand the schedule is ICP does tours, and then like during small tours, and then during the day they tape Lunacy, then they have the concert during the night.
Yeah, I knew that. But the show, as far as the show goes, week in, week out, that runs all year round, right?
Yep. They figure out a way to structure and schedule everything to make sure it all lines up.
Zane says the show is taped and he needs spoilers. I'm sure you can find spoilers if you really need them. Just go online. I'm sure you got the internet, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, Zane. Geez, clearly. But me personally, no, I don't want no freaking spoilers. Otherwise, it just ruins the whole thing, in my opinion. But that's just me. Do you like spoilers, Brandon?
Depends on what the show is. Like if it's a show that I've been following that I don't really care to sit down and watch, but I enjoy following it. If it's something good, okay, then I'll tune in and watch it. Whereas
Right.
for something that I like tune in weekly to, like Lunacy, I don't want any spoilers. I want to be surprised and see what happens.
That's fair enough. I mean, the final boss says if they weren't available, if they aren't available, and I'm assuming you're talking about the wrestlers that went on the show, they need to be discussed, especially the champs. Do you agree with that, Brandon?
That's kind of a case-by-case basis, to a degree.
Oh, I can understand what he means by the champions. They should really be discussed. I mean, if they're not going to be on the show, I mean, have a pre-tape or something like, I don't know, like some sort of pre-tape they should have and could have maybe done. But maybe they just had to change things up last second. Like I said, I'm not going to shit on them for that. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now because there's a lot of different variables that would have happened. But I totally get what you mean, though, final boss. And I understand, and I agree to an extent about they should have at least discussed them. There was no real say. I mean, no one really brought up Anderson at all, not even the wrestlers.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like the Lunacy heavyweight belt wasn't on the show, and it wasn't really noticed that much.
Weirdly enough, you're right. That's actually true. It didn't really. I mean, it matters, but I don't think it really mattered to the context of this show. But
yes, especially
I guess sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry. Especially with that with the go home with Violent J being back and what happened to Vito.
Yeah, no, well, that's right. And Final Boss says once again, I think the announcer team needs to keep the audience linked to their stories. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I totally get what he means by that. You should talk about your champions. I mean, it's pretty rare that all your champions aren't really on the show. Not all of them, but your two main championships weren't really on the show.
Yeah, Facade wasn't on the show either. Forgot about that.
Yeah. And he's your US, what do they call it again? The
United States.
What's that belt called?
I think it's either United States. I think it's the American Championship. I don't remember.
Oh, that's it. It was the American Championship. I knew it was the US Championship of sorts, but it was named something else. Yeah, it was the American Championship. Yeah, that's weird with Facade because generally he's all in with JCW. I don't know if he's hurt or he had other bookings. Does he do a lot of other indie stuff as well? Or
I would have to guess so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It is what it is, Brando. Well, I mean, I guess we can wrap it up. Unless there's other things that you want to talk about before we do. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Not really. So what do you think of the show overall?
It was fine. I'm not going to totally shit on it, like I said, because there's different variables. But compared to, I prefer, look, put it this way. I think the last few weeks were better, really, in my opinion. But this moved along the whole this show was more about Big L and Vito. And of course, the clowns of fun, the Brothers of Podstruction. Really, this whole show was about them for the most part.
And Kerry Morton too.
Kerry Morton, of course. I forgot to mention, right? So they moved all that along. The only thing with the Kerry Morton stuff that kind of bothers me is it too much of the same?
Yeah, it's
kind
of feeling like what Dutch Mantel would call maintenance.
Well, yeah. And do you think that's done obviously on purpose? That's what I want to know. Like, did Vince really write out much on this show, or maybe he didn't? Because I just feel like we're in a bit of a what's the word that I'm looking for? Like with the whole Kerry Morton storyline with Matt Cross, I feel like we need to move along a bit more with that storyline and give us some more information about why and what's going on.
Yeah, I did kind of feel like it was in neutral. Like it was in neutral this week. Like it's like, hey, it's still going on, but it's not going forward.
Right. It's like we've seen this already. Didn't we see this the week before and the week before that? Like, that's the only thing. I want even promos in the ring, and not so much from Kerry, because we've seen that. More from even Matt Cross, to explain himself a bit more. But again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for this week because of the whole situation with Vince and the family issues that he had. But now that he's back on the road, I'm sure, that will be all fixed up. So if I had to give this a rating, if anything, I'd say a 2.5 out of 5 humming face slaps for this week, man.
I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I was going to lean towards a 3. Final Boss also brings up an interesting point. Where are Too Tough and Willie Mack? I want to see Willie Mack, man. I didn't see enough of him.
They last I checked, they actually are still storyline suspended.
What?
Yeah, they were suspended in storyline.
Oh, I thought you meant their storyline was suspended. And I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on there? Well, how long were they suspended for? Because clearly I wasn't watching that show yet because we hadn't started this show yet.
I think Russo has suspended them indefinitely. So that basically whenever
that's interesting.
Yeah. Which is to be fair, that makes it easier. Like that means it's basically whenever it's like the right time in the story to bring him back. That way you can kind of keep it open ended. You're not really setting any hard dates to bring him back.
Final Boss, they were in the ring though. Like we were saying before, Hattie J and Big L, if they aren't in the ring in front of fans, the announce team should be telling their story or having their talent talking about the talent not there. But they were there.
It was backstage and not in front of fans. I think that's the point he was making.
Well, there was the when they came out and interrupted the match too. So, but anyway, it is what it is. And like Jeff Lane was saying, Hattie missed 1 week because J-Rod hurt her a week before. So Maria wrestled J-Rod. So it was covered. Ellis hasn't missed a show, which is true from what I've seen so far. Kevin Murray says the show was more detailed in storytelling than Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Absolutely. And that's what it was more. It was more story-driven than match-driven this week because all the matches were very quick. It just felt like it was, which I like. I actually like that. I love that type of pacing than having this, like long, overstretched matches when you don't need to.
Yeah, they got so much more done without just killing time in the ring. I mean, that's why they have long matches. Okay, we got 2 hour, 2.5, 3 hour show. Or how we fill time? Oh, let's just make the matches long. Whereas JCW Lunacy, it maximizes every minute it has and tries to get something done with all the time that it has available to it.
Absolutely, man. And that's why how do I put this? It's the best wrestling show in terms of pacing in the world. For whatever reason, like I said, man, I usually, not always, but I can fall asleep to Raw, SmackDown, AEW in a heartbeat, dude. I don't know why. It ends up boring me. Like 2 hours of AEW can feel like a 5-hour show, man. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but you get my drift. Whereas with JCW's Lunacy, like I said, it's that Russo Crash TV style where everything's fast paced, it moves along fast, and it's a good watch because of that. I really appreciate that.
It doesn't give your brain a chance to shut itself off. It's always like constant. Okay, what's coming next? What's coming next? I gotta be paying attention to make sure I don't miss anything.
Right. And I like that because, like I said, I went and took a piss and I missed that whole segment with Hattie J and J-Rod, for example, and that matchup in particular. So, but that's how quick everything's moving along. I walk out for a second, come back, and say, "Whoa, what the hell happened?" Yeah, like literally. Maybe I should pause it from this time forward. Does the show? The shows are all taped, aren't they? They never air live, right?
Yeah, all taped. Yes.
All right. Do you know what days they actually tape the shows?
It could literally be any day of the week. Like anytime, like JCW's performing, they're taping Lunacy that day.
As in ICP when they're performing. So anytime ICP has a concert, basically they're also doing a show.
Yeah, that is their current model. Is like when they're touring, they'll tape Lunacy during the day and then have a concert that night. And then basically do like a short tour of that. Yeah, let's do a short tour of that. And that way, like, they got a few shows in the can, and then they can go on another tour, rinse, repeat.
Okay, interesting. Well, before we do take it home, anything else you want to discuss, Brandon, before we go?
Bloody Mania in Las Vegas, WrestleMania weekend. Sorry.
You mean
Stranglemania? Stranglemania.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's been
Bloody
called Bloody. It's been called Bloody Mania in the past, so I apologize.
It has? Okay, interesting. Well, is that going to be televised? Jeff, do you know if it's going to be televised, man, at all? Because if it is, I want to know because I would like to cover it if that's the case. Do you know, Brandon?
I can't.
I think it's a Lunacy, actually. I think it's a special Lunacy show, not a pay-per-view per se.
Okay, if that's a Lunacy, like a heavily promoted big time Lunacy, that would actually be. I'd be with that. That'd be good. That'd be a good move.
Only because I remember the week before, I bet they kind of alluded to being a Lunacy, but Jeff says, I'd guess so, but I don't know for sure. Which is fair enough because I needed to wait. I mean, they're not clear on it. And that's what I want to know. Like if it's an actual show, because that card is starting to look pretty stacked, dude.
Oh man. Especially for WrestleMania weekend, they're going to be drawing a lot of eyeballs to that show.
Oh, for sure, man. And do they usually piggyback WrestleMania? Because I don't think they usually do. Not that I can remember.
I'm sure they have in the past. I just don't remember seeing it.
Right. Well, hopefully it's televised. I could have sworn I heard him say last week during one of those ads, which I love, by the way. They're so well done. Sorry?
Dude, ICP can make money doing ads for people. They're that creative and good with them.
Well, speaking of ICP, Violent J's whole goal with JCW right now is to actually turn a profit for once. I don't know how that's going to be done considering a lot of the shows are for free. But he wants to show that he can turn an indie company into a profitable indie company.
Yeah,
how's he going to pull that one off when a lot of the shows are for free?
I've heard their merch sales are absolutely insane. I like the merch sales and other stuff and like other revenue streams they get from the shows. More, from what I understand, covers it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense for sure. Zane says, Jimmy, whatever you did to your lighting, thank God. First of all, this stupid camera. So basically right now I've got the lights off, right, in the room, but I've got one light, like ring light on in front of me right now. So that's probably why you can see color in me this time. I'm not freaking just whited out, but I'll have a better camera come Monday because I'm getting a new phone because for whatever reason with my stupid Mac Mini, it will not detect my freaking Android phone as a camera, which on my Windows laptop it does. So I need an iPhone basically for that to work, which is stupid. But I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna get a new iPhone. I'll use that as a camera. The good thing about that, I could have no lighting, and the camera itself will look like I've got lights on, but there's no lights. But yeah, man, I'm trying, Zane, with this camera. It's hard to work with, man, but you're right. It's a lot better with this lighting, even though it's pretty dark in here. Even though it's during the day, it's just because it's overcast. It's so bad right now, man. And it's sort of spinning, but it's going to rain and it's hot. I can't stand rain and overcast and humidity, dude. It's the worst.
God bless the rains down.
Well, you fucking brought it up, Zane. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take it home, Brando. What have you got coming up, man? What are you doing? What are you up to? And tell everybody where to find you.
All right, as always, you can catch me on Twitter, as the kids call it, X at LG Brand. I'm also on Twitch at LG Brand and Whoop Whoop. More on that later. You can catch me pretty much every night right here on HMG YouTube channel, doing the live watch-alongs, also being part of these shows, such as Insanity with my boy Jimmy T. Whoop Whoop. Let's see, tomorrow, and then tomorrow we have HMG After Dark. We're doing a watch-along of Silence of the Lambs, and maybe, depending on how long that movie goes, maybe possibly something else after that. And then Monday we have the Impact Attack and the Raw watch-along. And then Tuesday we have the Late Start NXT watch-along right after Hitting the Marks goes off the air. Wednesday, the AEW Dynamite watch-along and Bell Count. Thursday, the JCW Lunacy and TNA Impact watch-alongs. Friday, the SmackDown watch along and bell count. But as far as tonight goes, we're going to keep the party going in about 5-10 minutes ish. We're going to do the AAA watch along. And then once that's over,
watch along.
Yes, sir, AAA. And then once that is over, we're going to be kicking it over on Twitch for some GTA Vice City tonight. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, you know what? That was good. I was in your chat last or sometime earlier in the week while you were playing Vice City, which I thoroughly enjoyed because everyone was talking and yapping away. So that's pretty cool. You actually, and like I said, Brandon is so off the rails on his video game streams. He's way more like animated, which is funny. And I was saying that to you. I go, funny enough, you seem way more animated on the video game streams than usual. And you're like, yeah, because fuck the wrestling half the time. Basically, having to watch all that shit and then talk about it. I could totally relate to it, man.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Learn Espanol, buddy. Are you talking to me, pal?
I think he's talking to both of us, mainly me, though.
I know a lot of words in Spanish, by the way. Just quietly. And by the way, Zane, see that? It's creamy soda. It's cream soda right here, bro. So don't worry, I've got Vito on my mind. But I didn't crack it open. But yeah, I like cream soda, man. I don't know. Are you a fan of it?
Nah, I tried it once. I couldn't. Is this
really?
It tastes too much like ice cream for me.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. You know what, Zane? I might just do that for you, man. But this one's called Kirk's. It's only available in Australia, not in the US, I believe. But yeah, I dare you to, Zane. I dare you to. I've been trying to get him on the show, believe it or not, for quite a while. But he doesn't have the guts to ever do it. Because I'll be honest, he knows his shit. He actually does know his shit. But he won't show up on a show. But maybe one day we'll see. Let's see if he puts his money where his mouth is and maybe makes an appearance. But till then, geez, we could be 100 years old. But in saying that, if you want to follow me, you can at the PWC Network on the Twitter. Also, well, don't follow me at DJ MassFX because unfortunately I don't have access to it anymore. But if you do follow me there, jump on over to the PWC Network. Nelson Kelso, you joining us now, bro, or you've been just lurking in the background? But either way, thank you. But also look out for the Smack Attack with myself and RBV, where we talk WWE. We did that earlier today. Go check that out. It was a fun show. And of course, I like a Raw this past week with myself and Big Ray Hernandez. And of course, Ben also made an appearance. He's pretty much on the whole show for the most part, where we talk Monday Night Raw. And I just want to put out that this week will be the final episodes of the Smack Attack and I Like It Raw. It's an end of an era, but that's because me and Rick will be doing a new show. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Chat, actually, I want to ask you guys, would you guys rather two separate shows for Raw and SmackDown, or do you prefer a whole show as one where we talk about Raw and SmackDown, kind of like the wreckage with myself, Vet, and the Professor? Because I don't know how I feel about it, but I am curious to know what the chat feels. So chat, sound off before we go because I want to know. But yeah, it's going to be called This Week in WWE, where it plays off from the old school This Week in MLB, in baseball. Same graphics, same everything. So look out for that. That will start not this week, not the week after, but I believe the week after that. Just after Elimination Chamber is when we plan on starting that show. But I was fighting it, man. I wasn't sure how I felt about that because I like a Raw gets good numbers. So I don't understand about blowing that up completely. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, man, chat, let me know what you guys think. But in saying that, let's take it home, Brando. I am Jimmy T. He is Whoop Whoop Brandon. And you've been listening and watching HMG's Insanity, which is your JCW Lunacy review show, live right here on Mini Grip's YouTube channel, also at the HMG Twitch channel, and of course on the Patreon after the fact. Till next time, look out for the wreckage tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, by the way. But till then, peace out, much love, and thank you to everybody that's joined us. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Whoop, whoop.
Break your body. Either way, we leave it fight. And you can hang low to me, so let it swing. Fight. Think you hard enough, knocking these with uppercuts. Fight. And you can hang low to me, so let it swing.